While all the talk in the auto industry has been focused on the rise of crossovers, pickups have and will continue to reign supreme. Most of that market domination comes courtesy of the kingpin F-150, but smaller players like the Tundra have cut themselves off a decent piece of the pie. This video will be directly comparing those two, both of which have been refreshed for 2018. Let's go ahead and get to it. Like always, the first thing we'll do is establish the pricing and option levels of the two models. Starting off with the Tundra, we have the Platinum trim, which Toyota offers as the most expensive trim alongside the 1794 edition. It starts out just a little north of 50 grand, and comes standard with the crew cab, short bed, and four-wheel drive. We do have a few additional options, which are the power moonroof, alloy wheel locks, center console storage container, and Predator drop steps. Add in a hefty $12.95 for destination, and you have a total of $53,089. Moving to the F-150, it too is the Platinum trim, but in this case it's not the highest model. Regardless though, it starts out at an eye-watering $54,155. Like every other F-150, there is a myriad of additional options to add, and we do have most of those. Our options are 4x4, the EcoBoost engine, 3.55 axle, twin panel moonroof, and a trailer towing package. After adding in destination, you have a steep price tag of $64,720. That places the price difference at nearly $12,000. But it's important to remember that buying an F-150 of any trim will always cost more than the equivalent Tundra. And there's a good reason why. This Tundra dates back 11 years to 2007, whereas the F-150 was fully redesigned in 2015. So while on price they don't compete, these two represent the best each brand offers if you walked into the showrooms today. Ultimately, what we're really looking at today is what's the best value. And in the spirit of that, the Tundra will start off with 1 point per $1,000 difference. With that out of the way, let's get to it. Starting off, both models have new keys for 2018, but the Tundra still does not have smart entry. It is also missing remote start. As always, we'll start out with what's under the hood. Normally both these two would have powerful V8 engines under their hoods, but our F-150 has subbed in the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 engine instead. It produces 375 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque, which is a little behind the Tundra's traditional 5.7-liter V8. It produces 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. However, that's where the powertrain advantages end. The Tundra carries over its 6-speed automatic transmission, while the Ford upgrades its to a 10-speed automatic. Naturally, the turbocharged engine with 10 transmission ratios is more efficient. Our F-150 comes in at an EPA estimated 17 city, 23 highway, 19 combined, compared to the dismal 13 city, 17 highway, 14 combined in the Toyota. Well, that's the basic powertrain stuff, so now let's look at the exterior design and specs. So like I already mentioned, both these two received extensive exterior updates this year. On the F-150 Platinum, the arc-shaped grille has been traded out for this rectangular one with 2 bars going through it. The inside is still the signature silver mesh. Moving on to the Tundra, its changes are a little less noticeable, if you can get past the eye-searing blue that is. The grille itself is the same shape, but the inside is now made of a dark gray honeycomb. The headlights have also been redesigned since they are now full LED with LED daytime running lights. The Ford's headlights are also fully LED, but they have a more elaborate design. And down below you have LED fog lamps on both models. Overall, I think both are nice looking, so I'm not going to award a point here. Normally, I wouldn't even look at the rear designs because 90% of trucks all look the same. However, the F-150 Platinum has a really nice silver tailgate and LED taillights that make it look so much more upscale than the Tundra. Now let's work our way through all the other features. Starting with ground clearance, the Tundra has a bit more at 10.4 inches versus 9.4. Coming to the wheels, they both have 20-inch alloys, although the Tundras look smaller for some reason. Both models also have ventilated disc brakes in the front and rear. Moving on to the mirrors, they both offer the full suite of luxury features, including chrome caps, turn signals, heating, power folding, auto dimming, and built-in blind spot monitoring. While both the F-150 and Tundra are available in a ton of different configurations, the Platinum trims are not. The Tundra can only be had in this Crew Max cab with a 5.5-foot short bed. The F-150 is also Super Crew only, but it can choose between this 5.5-foot bed or a 6.5-foot one optionally. The warranties for the two vehicles are identical. They both get 5-year 60,000-mile powertrain warranties and 3-year 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranties. However, only the Toyota has 2 years or 25,000 miles of free complimentary maintenance. And in regards to safety, the Tundra gets Toyota's upgrade to standard safety sense, with pedestrian detecting emergency braking, lane departure alert, auto high beam headlights, and adaptive cruise control. Our F-150 with the optional 701A package also has those things. Tow ratings are good for both models, but the EcoBoost engine offers a fairly large advantage. This Tundra is rated at 9,800 pounds, while the F-150 is rated at 12,700 pounds. Disregarding the aftermarket bed liner, the F-150's bed is still nicer. In addition to remote lowering, the F-150 has Ford's assist step and LED lighting. I wanted to cover reliability, but J.D. Power's data only goes back to the 2014 last-gen F-150. Finally, we wrap up the outside with fuel ranges. The Tundra has a 38-gallon fuel tank, which is good for 532 miles of range. Our F-150 has a 36-gallon fuel tank, but its superior fuel economy means it gets a great range of 684 miles. That pretty much sums up the exterior stuff, so let's hop on inside and see how things stack up in there. Pickup interiors have come a long way in the past few years. What used to be viewed simply as a tool can now be as luxurious as a Mercedes. The first example of this are the power deploying running boards. They are a lot bigger and easier to use than the Tundras. Looking inside, both these high-end trucks come with full leather interiors. Black is the only option for the Tundra, while the F-150 could also choose dark Marsala. The seats themselves are highly adjustable on both. The Tundras are 12-way power with thigh extension, heating, ventilation, and 2-person memory. However, on the F-150 they are 10-way power with heating, cooling, 3-person memory, and even massaging. The leather on both feels premium and has an attractive design. Also, the Ford has more legroom. Once inside, the materials are quite different. The Tundra is a lot more old school, with hard touch plastic across the top part. It does have nice diamond stitched leather in the middle, but all the silver pieces are just plastic. Everything else fits together nicely, but there's a general hollowness to all the pieces. On the F-150, materials are substantially improved. The entire upper dash is made of soft touch plastic with some stitching. It's hard to see, but this part is real wood. And the same goes for this trim down here. Everything fits and feels solid. A lot of truck buyers may not care, but starting the Toyota requires an actual key. The gauges on the Tundra have seen an upgrade this year to a larger 4.2-inch multifunction display. Even now though, they still look very dated compared to the F-150 setup. It has absolutely every piece of information you could dream of, presented nice and big. Both models have leather-wrapped, power-adjusting steering wheels, but only the Ford has available heating. They both have power-sliding rear glass, but the Tundra has the unique ability of sliding the entire thing down. Now turning our attention to interior storage, both have a lot as expected. The center consoles seem roughly the same size. That is, after you remove the $85 egg crate in the Tundra. There are 2 more spots on the Tundra, and 1 big covered one on the Ford. I'll call this more or less even. For shifters, you have a really nice leather covered one on the Ford, and a really cheap plastic one on the Toyota. Both can be shifted manually. When it comes to the backup cameras, the Ford has a really nice 360-degree camera, compared to the Tundra, which doesn't even have dynamic guidance lines. That's really not acceptable in something this big. The climate controls in both are dual-zone automatic, with big buttons and a functional layout. Now let's hear the audio systems. Now I know the audio sample doesn't highlight it very well, but I actually preferred the Toyota sound system in person. Now let's quickly check out the infotainment systems. Starting with the Toyota, you'll find an older version of Intune, paired with an older resistive style touchscreen. While there's nothing wrong with the overall functionality, the dim low-res screen is not very good, particularly in direct sunlight. Integrated navigation and an app suite are included, but there is no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. On the other hand, you have Ford's Sync 3 system. This is a more modern system in terms of features and graphics. Plus, the screen is capacitive, bright, and vibrant. It also has standard integrated navigation and an app suite. However, 2 of those apps are Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which the Toyota does not have. Overall, Sync 3 offers a more satisfying user experience. Up top, both trucks have auto-dimming rearview mirrors with universal remotes built in. Neither of these trucks have standard moonroofs, but the optional one on the F-150 is a pano compared to the standard one on the Tundra. Now let's finish off the cabin by checking out the rear seats. The back seats on both these trucks are ridiculously big. The actual measurements are 42.3 inches of legroom and 38.9 inches of headroom in the Tundra. Believe it or not, the F-150 is larger still, at 43.6 and 40.8 inches of leg and headroom respectively. As far as rear amenities go, the F-150 again offers a lot more features. It has vents, a 12-volt outlet, 2 charging USB ports, a household outlet, and even seat heating. The Tundra only has 2 small vents and a 12-volt outlet. For added versatility, both trucks have seats that fold upwards. The storage space seems about even, though the Ford's is a little flatter. So overall, yes, the F-150 is the nicer truck. But when factoring in value, it's actually very close. That's why I can't declare a definitive winner. I know a lot of truck buyers don't necessarily put that much emphasis on all the luxury features. So in that case, the Tundra is the way to go. But if you don't mind spending a bit of extra cash, the F-150 will definitely deliver a more satisfying experience. Well everyone, I hope this has been an insightful comparison. Thanks for watching, like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more Faceoff comparisons and full review videos. Take care.